Hi, I'm Gabriela Sosa, and I will be doing Lady M for you. Thank you for coming to the Spooky Art Stops. I picked these 10 to 14th century Korean rams because they would guard the passage of spirits to tombs, and also because in Western culture, the horns were used as weapons and were symbols of power. In fact, rams are the sign of Aries. And also the shofar, the Jews would blow the ram horns to get rid of their sins, which we know that Lady Macbeth needs to do. Happy Halloween. Yet here's a spot. Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then it's time to do it. Hell is murky! Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and afeared. What fear we who knows it when none can hold our power to account? Yet who would have known the old man to have so much blood in him? The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands now be clean? Enough of that, my lord. Enough of that. You mar all this with starting. Yet here's the smell of the blood still. Oh, the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave. To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, come, come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Hi, my name is Nubia Monks, and I am performing one of Iago's monologues from Shakespeare's Othello. I chose the piece of artwork that I chose because of its deceitfulness. It's a sculpture of a man with a sword drawn onto someone else or something else. And this monologue is full of Iago plotting, right, and revealing to his audience just how deceitful he really is. And I felt like this sculpture did an amazing job of painting that picture for me, that picture of deceit, betrayal, and there's some violence to the sculpture as well, which lives in this monologue. Thank you.
And what's he then that says I play the villain, when this advice is free I give, and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again? For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. She's framed as fruitful as the free elements. And then for her to win the more, were it to renounce his baptism, all seals and symbols of redeemed sin. His soul is so infettered to her love that she may make, unmake, do what she list, even as her appetite shall play the god with his weak function. How am I then the villain to counsel Cassio to this parallel course directly to his good? Divinity of hell. When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whiles this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortune, and she for him pleads strongly to the more, I'll pour this pestilence into his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust, and by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the more. So then will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all.
My name's Rob Crisell, and I will be performing the Dagger speech from Macbeth. I chose as my art piece the Avenger, which I felt fit the mood of this monologue perfectly. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feelings to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of their other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one-half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain's sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch. Thus, with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Hello, I'm William Barstad. The Tempest was first performed on November 1st, 1611 on Hallowmas night, the night after All Hallows Eve, which is the night we now celebrate as Halloween. For this piece, I have selected the artwork The Germ of the Cosmos by André Masson, and it has lots of dark, foreboding spaces in it, roads that lead to nowhere. There are some lighted spaces, but they're not really welcoming. It's a pretty scary painting. So I'm performing Art Thou Afeared, Caliban's speech in The Tempest to his friends when things get really scary. This is Art Thou Afeared from The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Music by William Barstad. Art thou afeared? Be not afeared. The isle is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometime 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometimes voices that, if I then had waked after long sleep, will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me, that when I waked I cried to dream again.
Hi, my name is Lexis Park, and this is I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson, and I paired it with a beautiful painting by Nancy Lorenz. And what I loved about this work is that it twists and flows kind of like the brain in this piece, and you don't know where it's going and where the thought ends and the brain begins, and so I thought the two of them worked really well together. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till I thought that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I felt them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll. as all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I in silence some strange race, wrecked, solitary. Here. And then a plank in reason broke. And I dropped down and hit a world at every turn and finished knowing. Then I